Good morning, Midlands. Meteorologist Eric Zernick here with you. Going to give you a quick update on our first alert weather day for tomorrow to break down everything that you need to know so you're weather prepared for what you're going to expect tomorrow afternoon into the evening. So let's get into the graphics so you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So here we are. First alert weather day for tomorrow. And this one's going to be a little bit later in the day than what we had on Tuesday. We're thinking 2 p.m. to about 11 p.m. So you can see it's going to extend into the evening hours this time around. Still looking at the possibility for those very strong gusty winds up to maybe 50 miles per hour, strong enough, again, to bring down some of those tree limbs, cause some power outages throughout the Midlands, along with some of those stronger storms. And just like Tuesday, there is going to be a low-level tornado threat, so we'll have to be definitely weather aware with any of the storms that do fire up, as they could be on that stronger side. So let's take a look at those severe risks. Damaging winds, not as high as they were as Tuesday, but still going to be at the moderate level, so about a 3 out of a 4. Still expecting a few of those wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour. It's not going to be as expansive where everyone will see those extremely strong winds. This is going to be a little bit more isolated. Still think everyone sees gusty winds up to 40 miles per hour, but those 50 and 60, those might be a little bit more isolated than what it was on Tuesday. Heavy rain, it's still going to be there, but it's not going to be quite as bad as it was again on Tuesday. So we're looking at maybe only a quarter to a half inch of rain with this system, not the inch plus that we saw on Tuesday. So this is going to be more sporadic. It's not going to be as heavy all day. It's going to come in sprouts and at times could be heavy, but there will definitely be breaks and where it will be a little bit lighter at times. You can see the tornado risk still going to be there. Flooding risk a little bit lower, but because of how much rain we've had, we'll still be watching for mainly river flooding. This is not going to be a flash flooding event because we're not getting the huge rainfall amounts. This is going to continue to be more of that river flooding. So for those a little closer to the rivers, we'll have to continue to watch because they're already running super high, and adding any more water to it will continue to cause that to rise. Outside though, beautiful day right now. Sunshine. We got some high clouds out there. Temperatures have climbed already into the 50s. Could approach 60 degrees a little bit later on. Satellite and radar just showing some of those higher clouds more to the south, a little bit more sunshine here in the Midlands and into the upstate. Our next storm system, you can see, is still a long ways away, still back towards the Four Corners region, and not really seeing a whole lot with it, just some snow showers back across Arizona and in the mountains of New Mexico. But we think as that continues to progress eastward, eventually getting into Texas later on today, and then as it pushes across the southeast tomorrow, that's where it will start to strengthen a little bit and bring that possibilities to some severe weather for us. So taking a look at Futurecast, you can see today staying mostly sunny, just some high clouds and very light winds, some gusts just to 10 to 15 miles per hour. So overall, beautiful day. Get out and enjoy today. Maybe today could be a good day to do some more of that cleanup if you had some of those trees down from Tuesday. Heading into the overnight hours, those high clouds continue to thicken a little bit, but we think maybe a little bit of some dull sunshine, but quickly clouds continue to thicken throughout the day. Now this latest model keeps us relatively dry in the morning, so I do think for the first half of the day, things aren't looking too bad. Just clouds are going to be on the increase. Temperatures will be into the 50s. You can see even gusts only 15 to 20 miles per hour. So even through the first part of the day, not going to be too bad. Now, as we get into the afternoon, this is when our warm front's going to start to make its way up into the region, and you can see the model starting to show some of those isolated cells, and those are the ones we'll have to watch, especially as we get into the peak heating of the day around 3-4 o'clock. Temperatures are going to be getting close to 60 degrees, so there's going to be a fair bit of energy for these showers and storms to work with, and it's these isolated ones that will have a little better chance to maybe rotate. So that's why we think there could be a little better chance for some stronger tornadoes tomorrow, as there's going to be a little bit more isolated in nature. It helps to spin them up a little bit better, but still not seeing it overly widespread. Now, as we get towards 4 o'clock again, see some of those isolated cells this time a little bit west of Columbia. Wind gusts, though, aren't terrible, 25 to 30. So you can see the winds heading into this system aren't going to be quite to the extreme levels that we saw on Tuesday, because at that time we were already seeing 40+ mile-an-hour winds. This time only 20 to 30. So you can see there's a little bit more uncertainty, and overall the model's not showing a lot even in that afternoon hour. So it's all going to depend on how everything plays together. There's a lot more uncertainty with tomorrow's event as of Tuesday. Tuesday was a slam dunk. We knew it was going to happen. Everything was lining up. Tomorrow definitely has still some things we need to iron out before we really know for sure what's going to happen, but there's definitely the possibility, so we want you to be weather aware still. And then as we get into the evening, I think as we get closer to 8 o'clock, this is when that line's going to come through, kind of similar to the line that moved in on Tuesday. But now with this coming a little bit later in the evening, temperatures are going to be cooling off, so there's not going to be as much energy for it to work with. So that's why you can see it's a little thinner in nature. It's not going to last as long. Still, so you can see some wind gusts, 40 miles an hour, even a little bit higher as that line moves through. So this one's still going to package punch. It's just not going to have the very intense rain that we saw on Tuesday with it. Now as we head closer to 9 o'clock, beginning to get closer to the Lexington, Columbia, Winnsboro, Blythewood areas. Then as we get towards 10 o'clock, pushes off to the east. But again, you can see not really seeing the yellows, oranges, and reds that we saw on Tuesday. Still going to see some gusty winds. You can see as you get towards 10 o'clock, Bishopville seeing a wind gust up to 40 miles per hour, 34 in Sumter, same thing in Manning. So yes, we're still going to have the gusty winds with this, but with it in the evening, there's not quite the strength of the temperatures and the energy to really make it as strong as what it was on Tuesday. So again, a thin line. And again, you can see things clear out a little bit quicker. So once the line moves through, you're only going to have rain for 20, 30 minutes, and then it should be done, and then things begin to dry up. It's not going to have that where it still rains for another hour or two after the main line moves through. This is going to be a quick hitting one. You'll get that bout of winds, some gustier, heavier rains, and then bam, it's out of there. And then as we think through the overnight hours, we completely clear up, back to the sunshine, but going to stay breezy heading into our Saturday. You can see some gusts still 25 to 30, so that's going to be a chilly breeze as temperatures only get into the low 50s throughout the afternoon on Saturday. Still seeing some wind gusts up to 30 miles per hour. Rainfall amounts from this system, you can see, much lighter compared to Tuesday. Just about everyone saw at least 3/4 to an inch plus. This time we're only talking 1/4 to a ½ inch of rain, maybe slightly higher amounts if we get a little bit more activity in the afternoon. But you can see overall not going to be quite as heavy as far as those rainfall totals, at least according to that model. But again, for today, just a few passing clouds, a nice afternoon, 61 degrees for that afternoon high. And then heading into this evening will be another chilly one, patchy frost, clouds starting to move in late as we get down to 64 degrees for an overnight low. And then as mentioned, tomorrow is that first alert weather day. 100% chance we will see some rain and some stronger storms tomorrow. But again, there's still some uncertainty of just how strong they'll get and what kind of severe weather we'll see. But we still want you to be weather aware, so we have the first alert weather day for Friday. We dry out for the weekend, so the weekend looking nice, plenty of sunshine, just cool. Temperatures in the low to mid 50s, overnight lows close to the freezing mark. And then heading into your Martin Luther King Day and Tuesday of next week, slight chance of just some light rain moving in. This is not going to be the storm event, but some light rain Monday night into Tuesday, and then we'll cool off into Wednesday as temperatures dip down into the low 40s for highs, with morning lows down into the lower 20s. So that is a look at what we're talking about for tomorrow. We'll have continuous updates throughout the day here online, but also I'll have your latest forecast coming up today at noon, and then Vaughn and Adam will be in through the afternoon and evening to give you all the latest on what you can expect for tomorrow.